Yo, what is up guys? It is Skaarm, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my FIFA 2020 club tour. So of course this is the last day of the year, so of course happy new year to everyone who is watching. However, this is going to be my club tour for the end of the year. So I'm going to show you guys everything around here, so we'll go for this main squad first things first. And here we are with the squad that I do use currently, at least. I do switch it around here and there. So first things first, we got Jack Butland in net. Of course, he is a silver keeper. You guys may remember using this card maybe in like FIFA 17 or something like that, where he just was absolutely broken. And in my opinion, he's still a very, very good keeper. I have 164 games played with him already, and these are in Weekend League and Rivals. Of course, I do use this guy in Silver Stars, but the matches played don't actually go and count with him. So in the right back position, we got Bellerin, which is a pretty decent card overall. 165 games, 15 goals, 41 assists. Then we have Adama Traore, the next player. I just, of course, recently got him. You guys may have watched the solution video on him, and I, at that time, said I don't recommend it. However, I definitely did change my mind, and I do actually very, very much enjoy this card. Then we go on to the left center back position. We have Rio Ferdinand. You guys may have also seen this in a video where I did pack him. 190 games, 3 goals, just so good. Come on now, what a beast. My favorite player on the game, we got Alphonso Davies. 462 games played, 57 goals, 81 assists, and I do honestly change this card with his road to the final here and there. One week maybe I'll use the road to the final, next week I'll go back to goal, just because some weeks I do want my coins a little more liquid than others. Then we got Khedira, flashback Khedira, of course. I've played 168 games with him and 9 goals, 12 assists, pretty decent card. However, I do use this card in the center back position, which just makes him a lot better than in the CDM position. Next card is going to be Foot Freeze Politano, 90 games, 64 goals, 49 assists. I'm going to be honest, he is a little underwhelming compared to especially of course last year. However, the finesse shot just still is very good. Next card, we're gonna go with Kante, packed him first owner as well. 109 games, 10 assists, no goals, but regardless, you guys know how good Kante is. And for the next player, which is going to be El Chucky Lozano, aka Irving Lozano, he is of course the third informed version. I packed this from a player pick, once again untradeable. 83 games, 17 goals, 37 assists. What a beast he actually is. Next player is honestly so good that I'm actually very surprised he's that good in game compared to all the players I have on this team. This is one of my favorite players in the game, and it is of course Bruno Fernandes, aka Bruno Fernandes. 5'10" high work rates, right footed, 4-star, 4-star, 161 games, 59 goals, 59 assists. Like, it just doesn't really get better. He scores all my pens, he scores all my free kicks, he assists so many goals as well. What a beast he really is. And for the last player, my best player, honestly, not my favorite, of course that favorite player is definitely Alphonso Davies, but the best player on this team is definitely Sadio Mane. 146 games, 140 goals, 88 assists. He's just a beast. And of course, he doesn't have a positive goal record, but you guys got to keep in mind, I do use sub players, and I also just spread my goals around all my players, hence why none of them really have a positive goal to game ratio. For the bench, you guys can see it already. Reserves, I don't really need to talk too much about it. I don't even use this Pogba. 25 games with a Pogba. I've hacked him like 3 times this year. You guys may have seen this in my icon swaps video, and I actually did get Puyol. Not the greatest either. Talisca, he was a great card while he lasted. However, I don't really use him either. Mukiele, used him a very long time, but he just doesn't cut it anymore. This Muriel, of course, I just got it yesterday. I did actually love his gold card at the very start of the year. I probably won't use him at this point though. Then for the actual sub players, we got the road to the final itself. Of course, he can't get upgraded anymore, but he is just an absolute beast. I normally sub him on for that Bellerin, and that's basically it there. Next player is going to be Kalinoglu. Haven't used him yet, just bought him yesterday. Honestly, I just bought him just because he's a fun little card to use. I really do enjoy the way he does play in real life as well. For the next player, this is probably my favorite like actual FIFA card. Alphonso Davies is of course my favorite player in real life. So Diego Jota, 75 games, 67 goals, 60 assists. And keep in mind, this is all for playing for like 30 to 45 minutes off the bench. And I don't even use a chem style on him. Don't use him on full chemistry, of course, because he's going to come off with 5 chemistry off the bench. But he's just such a beast, I'm going to be honest here. Next player, once again, is just an untradeable card. The only 2 tradable cards, like I said, is going to be Jack Butland and it's going to be Kalinoglu in this entire starting 11 subs and reserves. So here we go. First owner, Valverde in form. 91 games, 1 goal, 12 assists. I've used this card in the CDM position. I've used him at right mid. I've used him in central midfield. And I've used him at center back. And I can definitely say he's actually pretty good in basically every position I've used him. At this current point, I do sub him on for Bellerin here and there. I do sub him on for Khedira. I sub him on for Davies. It really does depend on the situation that I am going through in the game. And for the last 3 players here, we have Foot Freeze Gaia. Haven't really played with him too much, but I gotta be honest, he's actually very, very good, even though I've only scored 4 goals in 14 games. It's just, he's actually a very good card, I'll be honest here. For the next player, I packed this guy very, very early on, and he's the only player in my club, I believe, with a positive goal to game ratio. But he's been a great card for me at this point, though. He's just a club legend, nothing more. I don't use him at all. And for the final player on the squad, it's going to be Foot Freeze Gnabry. I had about 250 goals, 250 assists, and 250 games almost with his inform. So I got his Foot Freeze. It's not as good in my opinion, not yet at least. I haven't unlocked his true potential because he does come off the bench. But regardless, he's a very, very good card. 15 games, 9 goals, 5 assists. But now I'll show you guys the custom tactics and then I'll move on to the rest of the club. Alright, so now for the custom tactics, of course, I don't use the balanced custom tactics. I don't use the ultra defensive custom tactics or the defensive custom tactics. My main one is going to be the attacking, and then when I'm losing a game, I use the ultra attacking, of course. So here we go with the attacking custom tactics. We got 6 width, 7 depth, balance, of course. And then I move down to 5 width. So I kind of just like to go right down the middle and overwhelm an opponent. Then we got nearly maxed out players in the box, 3 corners, 2 free kicks, pretty standard. My defensive tactics may be a little more questionable for most people because of the high depth, but I don't know, it's just a lot more fun to play with. So now for the formation. I know many people are going to be very confused looking at this formation because it's a 3-1-4-2. Not many people use it. I know a couple people use it, like a couple content creators that I have seen around the community. However, I've been using this probably since the start, and it's just a very, very fun formation. So, of course, we got Jack Butland in net. You guys already know that. Like I said before, I use Khedira in center back, so I use him on the right side because he has that 4-star weak foot, and he is right-footed. I put Rio Ferdinand in the middle just because he is definitely the best defender in this team, so he does have to make the most plays and most defensive actions. Then we got Adama Traore. You guys might be questioning why I'm using him over here. However, I just think he's a really, really good player. He has some great defensive stats. He actually has insane AI. I don't know why he has such insane AI. I didn't expect that at all. Then in the CDM position, we got N'Golo Kanté, of course. Of course, you can't really expect anyone else to do that position. For the right mid position, if you guys aren't aware on how this formation actually looks, it's actually Lozano is actually a midfielder. He's the right center mid. Bruno Fernandes is actually the left center mid. Alphonso Davies is a left mid, and Hector Bellerin is a right mid. It's actually very confusing the way it actually does look on console. Or you guys could just look right here where it says the 3-1-4-2. If you guys look right on the left and right, that's where my wing backs would play, and the midfield is where Lozano and Bruno Fernandes would play. So of course you guys already seen where Alphonso Davies does play. You guys may have even seen a couple of my E8 videos, which is my FIFA series of compilation videos. You guys may have seen it. Davies is just an absolute beast. Doesn't really make sense how he can score the goals that he does score, but he just is a beast. So of course, left center mid position, Bruno Fernandes, absolute beast. Right center mid, we got Hirving Lozano, which is definitely a weird one. He can't really defend, so Bruno Fernandes and N'Golo Kanté do have to do a lot of work just to save the team, of course. Then in the striker position, we got Sadio Mane on the left and Politano on the right. Then here we go. These are all the custom tactics. I'm not really going to explain all of it. I do have sweeper, keeper, and basically that's it. And then here are the roles. So now I'm going to go show you guys the silver team that I use, and then I'll move on to the rest of the club. Alright, and now for my silver team, I'm sure not many people play the silver lounge, but it's still definitely a fun game mode. On the bench, of course, we got a couple of these silver star players like Keen, Mukhtar, and Okafor. Definitely didn't say all those names correctly, I'll be honest. And then in the actual squad, it's definitely a little more pricey squad than most may use in the lounge. However, it's just a fun little squad that I did put together. Of course, Jack Butland, he's also my main keeper in Weekend League and Division Rivals, but he's also going to be playing in the Silver Stars. Then on the right back position, he's not the greatest of cards, but he has 90 pace and he does link to Stoppelkamp. Then we got Wes Morgan, we got Twanzebe, we got Henry, we got Grant. I spent so much on this card as well, like 7 grand. We got Dak, Chowdhury, who's also a very good card. I do remember showing you guys this SBC in the Record Breaker promo, so hopefully you guys did do that if you guys do play the Silver Lounge, because he's an absolute beast. Also, Trey Adams, an absolute beast as well. I remember many people actually did use this even in Foot Champs and Division Rivals. He was that good at the time that he did come out. Akinfenwa, not the greatest of cards, but he does get some links into the squad. He also just is an absolute legend in terms of YouTube football, Twitter football, and just all of that. He's a legend of the game, more due to his personality rather than his ability, but regardless, he is a beast in real life. Alright, so now to show you guys the players in my club. You guys have probably already seen most of them at least. I don't believe there's many more players you guys haven't already seen, so of course get past all the loans, all those loans for those objectives. I have all these informs. These are just investments, to be honest, long-term holds and stuff like that. But then we'll move on. You guys see the silver cards I have. We got like an O block. Let's see, who didn't I show you guys? Of course, I have that Road to the Final Correa. Didn't use him too much, but I'm gonna be honest, he was a very good card. I used him in Rivals mainly. Then we got this Coleman. He didn't last too much in my team, but he was decent, but not the greatest, I'll be honest here. Then we have Beckham. I'm sure everyone has the Beckham already. I have Diaby, Road to the Final. You guys may have seen that from my Party Bag SBC videos. We got Odegaard. I got him from my Ones to Watch video. Nothing too special. We got Road to the Final Draxler. You may have seen that in my other Party Bag video as well. I got James Rodriguez. I actually did enjoy his card a lot. 12 assists in 19 games at the start of the game. DCL, not many people used him. I used him. It was a fun card to use. I'm going to be honest here. 132 games, 124 goals, 79 assists. And this was at the start of the game, of course. You guys already seen the Mukiele, so we'll continue on from there. Road to the Final Kunde. I actually didn't enjoy him too much, but I've only given him 2 games to be a decent player, and he just wasn't performing in those 2 games. Then we got Carrasco. I haven't played much with him. He was alright, but honestly not the greatest. He does have an 86 card now as well. Ousmane Dembele, I played him a couple of times. Of course, he does have some great stats. He was definitely great off the bench for me. We got Højbjerg, nothing too special. And then for the rest of it, just seems to be fodder for the most part. The next card we have that I haven't really shown you is Adu. I used him instead of Khedira on that right center back position for the time being before I did actually figure out how to work that squad out, to be honest. The rest of these, just some random informs I haven't really done much with. We got Klosterman. He's definitely a club legend for me. 410 games, 10 goals, 4 assists from the center back position. A definite beast. And for the last little bits of the squad, I do have, of course, the Ones to Watch Tonali and Ones to Watch Hang Wei Chan. Didn't really use either of them very much, but it's fine, honestly. They were great cards while they lasted, and maybe I'll put them in the Ones to Watch SBC from there. Of course, you guys may see the record: 406 games won, 49 games drawn, and 261 games lost, with 5.2 million coins liquid at least. I also have a couple packs in the store. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be opening them on video. I just got to wait for the Headliners promo so I can hopefully pack something pretty good. We'll go on to the leaderboards, which of course I am pretty prideful of. However, not the most prideful of, considering I've done much better in previous FIFAs at this point in the game at least. So of course, at the end of the year, I'm going to basically end off with 8.6 million coins in transfer profit, with a almost 440k earned in match earnings, which is a lot. I'm going to be honest, I'm not very happy about that, but transfer profit pretty good, top of the leaderboard in terms of my friend list at least. Still disappointed in myself for how much I've actually traded this year. Has been very, very little, but I've been very busy as well. But I guess that is basically the video, guys. So please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace out.